What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with another episode of Never Ever Met, where this season just gets ghettoer and ghettoer. Like, I know that's not a word, but I'm just saying, let's just keep it a buck. This season is just as ghetto as a mother clucker. Okay, so Never Ever Met season 2, episode 7, Sex, Lies, and Everything on Tape. This was a hot mess. All right, let's just go ahead and I'm sorry, before I start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video that I drop. Also, make sure y'all really liking the videos so I can stay in the algorithm of things. Like, that would be super, super great. Okay, here we go. So, y'all, the episode starts with Clave telling Tati all of his feelings for her. And I was just like, oh no, y'all, his ass just wanted to sleep with her. That's all. I really thought that you telling her all of this after you slept with her, then you telling her finally being honest with her after you slept with her was you trying to secure her to stick around. Anyway, Jay and Cinco, they started talking about Clave and Tati, and said that, they mentioned that Clave best friend was coming. Oh no, I'm sorry. Jay said that Clave was telling them the night before he was drunk, Tati was asleep, that his best friend was coming. She's a porn star. And so Jay was like, did you sleep with her? I don't know if I guess he said no. Cinco said Tati will be mad when she find out about the baby as well. And it was just weird because I didn't know the lady was a porn star. And Jay was like, why are you telling us this about her employment? None of this really matters. So we get to the next scene with Kiki and Britt. Britt asks Kiki if she's going to go to the boom boom room with Brandon. Well, of course she's not going to, sorry y'all, of course she's not going to go to the boom boom room with Brandon because she's still hung up on that ex of hers. So then Brittany talks about Ty. At this point, Brittany isn't interested in going to the boom boom room with Ty. She's not even attracted to him. She said mentally, but I also think sexually and physically she's not attracted to him. So in the next scene, Clave best friend arrived. Her name is Jamila. He said that the best friend was like his sister. Not the way she came in, hugs, clammed on you and put one of her legs. It wasn't both legs. It was put her legs around you like she was really too comfortable, like y'all really been doing this. Very uncomfortable. It gave they hunched a time or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. Okay? So, Tati actually was introduced to her, but she was very dry. Just like the other girl, just like the bestie was dry. Again, it gave I slept with him. And so after Tati walked off, Clave and his best friend walked off, and she was hanging all on his arm. And I was like, okay, bestie. So Cinco, Charlie, and Brittany and Chris is downstairs being messy as a mother. Okay, Clave says Jamila has had his back and she is also the godmother to his daughter. And I was like, ew, whatever, because this doesn't give me best friend. I'm sorry, I could be tripping, but it really don't give me best friend. So everybody in the house just being messy AF at this point. So Tati hears everybody laughing and talking, and she want to know what everybody is talking about. So Jay tells her told her the situation about the embrace that Jamila gave Clay. So Tati goes outside to say to Jamila not to jump and hug on him. Tati, at this point, girl, you going outside, you look stupid, and let's be all the way clear. You can't approach her because Clave allowed this to happen. He has always allowed this to happen. So Jamila said, I just hugged him. And you think that's okay? Like, you coming in here knowing that this man is dating another woman, but you hanging on to him like y'all had something going on. Now, I will say this. I'm sure he didn't give you girlfriend role. You gave I am fuckable whenever you want, whenever you need, every now and again. And that's all you got. That's what it looked like to me. So this says to Tati, not to assault her. She didn't assault you. She talked to you. And you trying to come up here and use these buzzwords. Never mind. So Jamila said Tati isn't a good fit. So apparently she's not a good fit. And then they talk about how much they've always embraced each other. So apparently you've been hugging and holding this lady for quite some time now, again, which we have always slept together, but we had this friend with benefits thing. That's all I'm saying. And then it was just saying how much they love each other. It was just really weird. Clave is a weird guy to me. And at this point, Tati is doing herself a disservice by staying. Anyway, she calls Tati barbaric. Again, another buzzword, and I don't like it. And he never said anything. So you hear her saying all these things, but you're not protecting her. Okay, Clave, I wouldn't take you to the corner store with me. Okay? Anyway, also Jamila says that Tati shouldn't be around his daughter. First of all, Tati has her own kid. Let's start there. And she knows how to be a parent. So whatever, like, at this point, you just sound dumb, Jamila, and you just trying to cause a wedge in between those two. This little triangulation thing, you just trying to cause a wedge because you want to be in the place of Tati. That's what I see. I'm sorry, I can't. That's what I see. So Clave dumbass is still you still hugging her. Like, at this point, they hug. In the way they hug, again, it looked like y'all had something going on. And then she still have her arms around his arm, head on his shoulder. Like, that's too intimate. That's too intimate for me. He then said to his bestie, he then said, he goes to Tati, he tells the bestie, I just need to, you can leave, and then, because I have to go to Tati and I need to smooth everything out. So then he goes to her. First of all, this how I know you a damn liar, because the first thing you say is, oh, my bestie told me to give you some flowers. Yeah, the other woman gonna tell you how to treat the woman that you're with now, just so they can throw off a scent. Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of here, I know something. Anyway, he then tells Tati about his daughter. She told Clave that he was stupid. I agree. She then, again, you don't even address the daughter. You didn't even address the fact that this nigga lied to you this whole entire time. But you want to keep addressing your ego. I don't know if her ego was bruised or what, but you want to keep addressing how this woman was hugged up on you. Again, you do not trust him, so you already know what it is. You already know that he done this lady. Let's be clear. But you don't even have no smoke when it comes to him having a daughter he lied to you about this. But you keep harping on this situation. Girl, you really going outside, okay? So then Tati's mom show up and she hugs her mom and she just started to cry. So she takes her mom out back. She explains to her mom the situation, and she says that Clave is always doing grand gestures and making her look crazy. Well, if you've already known that, why are you still here? Because again, that says a lot about you, and your self-esteem got to be somewhere between the toilet and the sink. Okay? I don't know, sister, but you need to get it together. Because the way I would have knocked the piss out of Clave in that thick ass tongue. I just want to say this. Jared and Clave, they ain't nothing but a whole out here. Okay? In my strongest New Orleans voice. A whole out here. Anyway. Oh, these men pissed me off. So, Mama Tati, because I didn't write the mama name down. All right. Mama Tati met Clave in that thick ass tongue. He apologized to Tati and her mom, and then Tati brushed him off. So at this point, Tati is being passive aggressive instead of just being direct. Instead of just being direct, you want to be passive aggressive until you feel like he needs to feel whatever you feel, but he won't feel what you feel. That's a waste of time. Anyway, her mom tells her she deserves nothing but the best, and then her mom starts to cry. So then Tati pissed me off because she gonna say he have good qualities. I said, my dog have better qualities than Clave. Stupid ass. All right? Okay. She says that she have to sleep on it. Baby, I wouldn't take a nap on it. You understand? I wouldn't take a nap on this shit. Okay? This man smell like Kent. Listen. Because he lied to you. You already don't trust him. You came in on little trust. You felt it. I know you felt it in your gut. You seen how the people was talking and laughing, and you seen all of those little small signs, but you chose to ignore that. You chose to ignore that. You chose to ignore it. Let me just finish my little comment. Then, not only did you choose to ignore it, you seen the best friend. You seen how they interact, and you didn't want to go out there and actually talk to the best friend because you already know what it was about. And I almost feel like all of this has triggered the trauma that Tati has had and why she don't trust people. And again, another story for another day. You need to go to therapy for that. But it was just the fact that she just glossing over the bigger problem, like the bigger issue, the lies. You keep saying he was lying. Even leading up to it, you made us, the viewers, kind of feel like, well, if I find out something ain't right, I'ma leave. But you didn't. You hanging on to him, which is why I felt like he was trying to fuck you before airing everything out to you, because of course most people think that our is tied to our emotions, and that will make you stay in a stupid ass situation when you don't need to be in a stupid ass situation. And girl, why is your fist balled up? Anyway, Jared is still an asshole. Every time I see him, I just think, ugh. And he said something about being married is exhausting. No, after we seen how you act, I'm sure that the woman was more exhausted. And I don't know. You just, of course, I'm sorry, y'all. You're a dog. Anyway, Brittany apparently is very touchy with the other guys except for Ty, because she is not interested in Ty. Okay? She ain't interested in Ty. Ty is trying, but ain't nothing there. Again, why are you there, sugar? Why are you there? Anyway, Clave come downstairs to find the flowers that he got for Tati on the floor. He apologized again to her. He keeps harping on Um, oh, he keeps apologizing to her, and she keeps talking about this girl, and I just need her to expound more on this baby. Like, ma'am, can you be pissed off about this baby and less pissed off about this girl? Like, I just feel like maybe I'm more upset than she is, but I think you should be more upset than with this than this. And there's nothing you can really do about the baby, but at the same time, you never even address that again, which just, you're really going outside sad. So, oh. Now, I think it was the next day, she wants him to call the girl and tell her that him hugging her legs wrapped around him was wrong. And the fact that he started the conversation when he called Jamila, the first thing he said was, I have Tati on right here with me, while on speakerphone. For me, I feel like that's cold. For don't say nothing incriminating. Like, have my back, don't say nothing incriminating. That's how I felt. That's how I'm going to feel. He is not to be trusted. So, at this point, the girl told Tati, well, I'm something about her being in a bigger tax bracket. And it's like, you a stripper. I mean, you a porn star. Of course, you're probably going to make more than her. Whatever. You do you. I'm not slut shaming anybody. Okay. And so she was just talking to Tati real reckless. And Tati was telling Clave, like, you need to check her. And the whole time he's sitting there checked out. Like, you're not even protecting her. And that was her whole problem. Like, you're not protecting her. And I'm not surprised at Clave, but I did feel like he came on really, really strong. He was just doing way too much for my liking. But it is what it is. Tati goes to her room. Kiki is in there with her. And Tati says she want to be petty. She want him to feel how she felt. And she also wants to see the therapist. She also says, once again, that he has good qualities. From where I'm standing, he does not. Again, you're excusing his negative behavior in how he's treating you and how he's lying to you. But you are still reacting and being passive aggressive because you're mad at him. At this point, I do not think you two belong together. Let him go where you go, where he go, and you go where you go, because after all of this relationship ain't gonna work. Not this long distance thing ain't gonna work. So Ty and Brittany go out. They go on a date, but they go on a date to Ty's home, and he's making crab legs, I want to say, for her. So he tries to be touchy-feely with her, and she just like a ditch, just sitting there. She was just sitting there, like she didn't want him to touch it. It was almost like, ugh, don't touch me. That's what I get. That's what I got from that. Like, you are not attracted to him, and it's not just mentally. It is mentally, physically, and sexually at this point. He was trying, but she was just, there was no go with her. So Clave and Tati meet with Dr. Alley. They explain to Dr. Alley, the situation. He tells her that she became different, and he was like, what the hell? And I was just like, sir, you placed all this stuff on her doorstep, and you expect her to react, but then you expect her to be back Tati, who you've known, after dropping this stuff on her doorstep. That's not how that works. That's not how that works. You cannot put a timeline on somebody's frustration and anger. You have to let them be frustrated and angry until they decide they want to come around. You caused this problem, not her. So again, I don't make it make sense to me. So she says she felt disrespected. Clave said he's emotionally, he's something about he's emotionally drained and his anxiety is up, and he said he wants peace. To me, I feel like when y'all start to talk about y'all want somebody to be y'all peace, y'all want people to turn away to y'all negative behavior and turn a blind eye to y'all bullshit. That's what I think that means. But that's just me. Anyway, Dr. Ellie said that they call wanting peace avoidance coping. And so she explained the avoidance coping, and nothing. Tati didn't want to be touched or anything like that. So Brittany and Ty, back at Ty's room, at his house, in his kitchen, he cooking. Brittany says she do not like Ty. No, I'm sorry. I'm saying Brittany don't like Ty. He want to touch on her, and she's not having it. He was like, I know we're supposed to have restraint, but I'm granting permission. Can I touch on you? I think he wanted to touch her butt or something, and she was like, no. He kissed her shoulder, and it was just like she don't want him to touch her. And instead of you just being upfront and saying to this man you don't like him, you just gonna sit here and tolerate the BS. Like, that's crazy to me. So Tati says she's hurt, she's upset, angry, and she want him to be honest and stop lying. He is not going to do that. He is a liar. So Dr. Ellie tells Clave it's his job to make her feel the trust again. Dr. Ellie also asks Ty if she want to fix the relationship or be done with it. Tati says she doesn't know because she can't trust him. You do know, you just don't want to say it because somehow you've grown this attachment to him and you feel like you can't walk away. Keep it a buck. Like, I'm sorry, his thick ass tongue, thick ass hips, and his thick ass booty will be gone with your bestie. So I guess my question, my question is, Tati, if you don't trust him, why are you with him? Like, it's just as simple as that. So Brittany says she's trying to find the chemistry with Ty. Child, please. Anyway, Chris's cousin come by the house, and Maya, whatever, Alexis' friend stops by. Chris says that Alexis is controlling and aggressive. And again, these negative buzzwords y'all put on black women, y'all gotta stop. And Alexis said, she wanted to take him to the boom boom room, but he felt like if she's submissive enough, he would take her to the boom boom room. So she's too strong for you. That's the problem. Chris, please forget. They can go too. At this point, we could just turn this show off. Alexis asked his friend how can she maneuver around Chris. Girl, please. So the cousin said that that basically she needs to tone down with her mouth and she needs to be a bit more feminine. Again, I don't understand. What is too... my question is, I said this in another review, but I don't remember which one. What is too strong? Even though he didn't say it, but that's what it feels like it's being implied. Like, she can't be the strong woman that she is. Y'all want her to rest in her femininity, and that's fine. But Chris doesn't give, I guess, a space for this lady to rest in her femininity. Like, he doesn't even like her. So what are we talking about? Chris says that he wants her to be fit. Sir, please go to hell, because if you don't like her, that's just what it is. You don't like her. Now you're trying to pick her apart by her weight or whatever. I guess. Anyway, Clave and Tati are playing chess. He wants to explain to her how to play chess. But Tati is like, I don't want you to explain nothing to me. And so he tries to touch her, and she was like, I don't want to be touched. So he said, after the therapy session, he thought that they were making, progress. And I was like, sir, were you at the same therapy session that I watched? Clave also says that he is wasting his time and he want her to be all the way in, or he want to go home. And I just feel like you want to go home to be with that girl. It is just easy to give up. Again, you cannot hurt this woman and expect her to be healed because you want her to be healed, because you are uncomfortable with her emotions, because that's all it is. He's immature, like everybody was saying, and with that, you'll never be comfortable with somebody's emotions. You just want them to heal and be better because it makes you feel better about the stupid shit you do. Like, bye, Clave. He said he have no more fight in me. I guess he ran out of gas in the tank, or however he tried to put it, and he said he was done. Sir, if you don't go to home, thank you. Okay, go home. You created this, and now you're mad because she don't want to come around in your time. So Clave talks to Tati, and he said he don't think it's working. So she's constantly asking, so what does that mean? You want to go home? He just told you he wanted to go home. And you're like, so are you going to stay, or are you going to... Girl, I want to... See this pen? If I can pitch this pen at my TV and throw it at Tati's head, that's what I would have done. Because now you're choosing to be this. You're constantly going around a circle. After he told you he wanted to go home, that he started packing his bags. The way... what has this been like? Bet. All right, cool. Like, let him go. Stop making people stay around in places that they don't want to be. You don't need to hold nobody hostage. And if he had his bags packed, went upstairs, had his bags packed, and tried to play in your face and tell you, oh, I'm leaving, that means he wants to go. Period. So Chris said to Alexis, none of this would have never happened if none of this would have never surfaced if that girl would have, if the girl would have never hugged Clave. I guess he was trying to make a little jokey joke. So Jared said Clave going home was more of a bitch move. No, what's a bitch move is you lying to a woman about having a kid, also lying to a woman just to sleep with her, and then in the end decide you want to break her heart. You pull her draw on her heartstring, and then you gonna hit her with the draw for Uno next week. That's a bitch move. Anyway, Tati also leave as well. Everybody greets her, so she can leave or whatever. And Kiki says to Charlie and Jared that they don't need to go home. Charlie said, you think I'm gonna leave this man? Girl, you need to be running from that man. Like, you really need to be running. And then Jared said he needs to tell Charlie his true feelings. And I was just like, you know what? I can't. This where the episode ended. Once again, they have thoroughly pissed me off. And that mean it was pretty good because they thoroughly pissed me off. Anyway, I think between today and tomorrow, I'm gonna bring y'all Raising Kanan. I still need to bring episodes of Moesha. It's a lot that I really need to bring to y'all. So between tomorrow and Sunday, I'll just be dropping a whole bunch of videos, and I will see y'all in the next one.